Hello, hello, and welcome to a little video about the Unit 2 quiz review. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make tally marks based on this table. Now for the classes, I've got 5th and 6th grade, so I'm going to fill that in. For fruits, we've got apple, banana. I want to write banana next because that's how I did my notes. B-A-N-A-N-A. Banana. Okay. Orange and grapes. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through this whole table and you're going to slowly cross them off and do tallies. And this is what I mean. First we have 5th grade apple, tally for 5th grade apple. 6th banana, boom. 5th apple, boom. So you're going to go through this table and that table and do tallies. If you're doing tallies on your own, go ahead and do so. Pause the video. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in because I think it's a little boring to watch me do tally marks. Okay. So I have this many tallies on apples, this many bananas, this many oranges, this many grapes. Okay, check your tallies. What we're going to do next is create a marginal frequency distribution, which means we're going to add in totals. So the last column and the last row are going to be total. The class is still 5th and 6th. For favorite fruit, I'm going to abbreviate now because I'm being lazy. A for apples, B for bananas, O for orange, G for grapes. Now, let's rewrite our tally marks as normal numbers. 5th grade had 5 apples, 4 bananas, 1 orange, and 2 grape. If I add that all up, I'll get the total over here, but we'll wait a little bit for that. Let's rewrite our numbers for 6th grade. 6th grade had 2 apples, 2 bananas, 3 oranges, and 1 grape. Okay, well, let's add them across like I was saying. 5th grade, let's add them going across. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 plus 2 is 13. For 6th grade, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now let's add things going up and down. 5 and 2 make 7, 4 and 2 make 6, 3 and 1 make 4, 2 and 1 make 3, 13 and 7 make 20. Awesome. Here is our marginal frequency distribution. Now let's answer some questions about it. Letter C. How many 6th graders were surveyed? Well, let's look at the total 6th graders. It's 7. Letter D. How many people chose orange? So let's find the total for orange. 4. Letter E asks how many people chose apple as their favorite fruit. Let's look at the total for apple. It's also 7. Letter F is asking us how many people were surveyed. That's the total right there. That's 20. Number 2 also asks us to use this, so let's continue. Which grade level had the most responses? All right, let's take a look. 5th grade looks like it had a total of 13, so 5th grade is the answer. Letter B, which fruit was the least favorite for 6th graders? So let's look at the row for 6th graders. Find the least popular one. It's grapes. Great. Let's move on to the back of our page. And for me, I'm just going to scroll. All right. Ooh, these are relative frequency distributions. Here, we're going to find some decimals. Okay. So, when we're doing this relative frequency distribution, we are only looking at the total. This is what we're basing everything on, like the ultimate total. The amount of people surveyed is pretty much what we're looking at. So what I'm going to do for this whole table is divide every single number by 87. And this will give us information based on the amount of people that answered this survey. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Class A, for biology, we had 13 out of 87 people choose biology. That, in my calculator, is 0.15. Now remember, there's two ways of doing this. You can do 13 divided by 87 and then do Control Enter. Or you can do 13 divided by 87, menu 21 Enter. Either way, that turns it into a decimal. For history in Class A, we had 88 out of 87, 0.09. For geometry, 9 students voted for geometry. That's 0.10. And for total, there was 30 students in Class A that responded, 0.34. Class B for biology, 8 out of 87 students. Hey, we got that number already, 0.09. Saved myself 2 seconds. History, Class B, we have 15 out of 87 students. For geometry, 5 out of 80 students for Class B, 0.06. And finally, there were a total of 28 students who responded from Class B out of 87, which is 0.32. Now let's do Class C. Class C had 4 out of 87 students vote for biology, that's 0.05. Class C voted 11 out of 87 for history. Geometry, 14 students in Class C voted for geometry. And Class C had a total of 29 students. And there's that decimal. Beautiful. So yeah, we are even dividing our totals by 87. Let's continue. The total answers for biology was 25. So 25 out of 87. For history, the amount of votes towards history was 34. There were only 28 people who voted for geometry. And the ultimate total, which I totally just made up, that's not a real thing, 87 out of 87 is 1. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Letter B, which class had the lowest percentage of responses to the survey? Now remember, I told you about the connection between percents and decimals. Percent means per 100. That's why when we convert decimals to percents, we multiply by 100. That's why here everything looks like it's decimals, and the ultimate, the corner on the bottom right is 1 whole. Imagine multiplying all of these by 100. This bottom number, that 1, would become 100%. So these decimals still represent percentages. Okay, that's my little rant about that. Which class had the lowest percentage of responses? Let's check it out. Let's look at the total. And it looks like Class B had the smallest decimal. Letter C. Which subject had the highest percentage of responses? So let's look at the totals for the subjects. And it looks like everyone loves history. I gotta say, history is my favorite after math. Definitely. Yeah. I was a history and math kind of person. I know those don't really go together, but that's how I was. Letter D, which subject had the lowest percentage for Class C? Oh, I'm so glad I read that to the end of the sentence. It looks like the smallest for Class C was biology. And then finally, we've got letter E, which class had the largest percentage for history? It looks like Class B liked history the most. Okay. Essentially, this is going to be your quiz. I hope you had an easy time following along. I think the hardest part here is to remember what to divide by and then how to round decimals. That's hard. I know we struggled with that. So practice rounding, practice your fractions, and also practice reading those tables. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck on your quiz. Bye!